There are many worlds where the gods are benevolent and seek to help those under their charge. But in Atlas Fallen, that is not the case. It's up to you to save the world and lead humanity into a new age. You'll be given great abilities in Atlas Fallen, as you'll have to use both the powers of the sand of your world, as well as the essence of the enemies you defeat in order to grow stronger. The action will be fast and powerful, befitting a hero of the world. You'll fight mighty monsters in order to reclaim the world, and yet, you don't have to do it alone. A co-op or single-player journey awaits you.
Sakamoto Ryoma-san yo.
The Yazuka franchise has shown many different gameplay styles that gamers can have fun with. But with the upcoming Like a Dragon Ishin, you'll be able to take that on in a new way once again. Set in the 1860s, you'll have 4 different hack-and-slash styles to choose from. You can be a pure swordsman and use a special blade to literally slice up the competition. Or, you can be a modern fighter and use a gun in order to blast enemies away. If you're thinking of a hybrid style, you can use both at once, or if all else fails, sick a tiger on them. Whatever it takes for you to come out on top. Atomic Heart is an action RPG that puts players into an alternative timeline in 1955. Technology has bloomed with the Soviet Union thriving in today's society. Players are stepping into the role of a mentally unstable KGB agent named P3 who is sent out to investigate a facility that has gone silent. Now, players will venture into the remote area and search for clues. You'll find that the area is filled with hostile robots and other enemies, leading in a battle to get the area under control. The developers have also showcased plenty of weapons and modifications that they'll be able to craft as they progress through the campaign. In an alternate history of the Three Kingdoms period of China where the later Han Dynasty is crawling with demons, one malicious soldier must fight his way through. While soldiers and boss-level demons alike try to take you down, you have to utilize your sword fighting abilities to survive. The sword techniques are based on Chinese martial arts, and with each enemy you defeat, you add to your inner power. This action RPG allows you to grow from an unknown warrior into a hero, while taking on some spectacularly creepy demons. Starting off, we have a potential new IP from Square Enix via their upcoming title Forspoken. In the game, you'll play as a young woman from New York who is taken from her world and dropped into another dimension. That would be bad enough, but this dimension is one full of monsters and magical threats that she needs to keep away from. Luckily for her, she now has magical powers of her own. Players will wield them to advance through this fantasy world and figure out a way to get back home while uncovering what brought them there in the first place. Do you know the story of Pinocchio? We hope so, given how long the story has been around. We'll warn you, Lies of P isn't exactly the story you're thinking about. Instead, it's set in a Dark Souls-inspired world where humanity has collectively lost its mind, and you're on a mission to both become human and find the mysterious man known as Mr. Geppetto. The game has a deep and challenging battle system, and in a twist, you'll need to lie in order to survive. Will you figure out what's going on and get your wish of being human? Granblue Fantasy Relink is everything you would want from an action RPG and more. The franchise is taking a big step forward by having the 2D artwork of the past now imagined in 3D so you can enjoy the world in a much more detailed way. You'll play as either a male or female main character and embark on a journey that'll take you to many lands and ask you to fight against terrifying creatures on your quest. But don't worry, you won't be fighting alone. You'll have a squad of characters at your beck and call, and together, you can push back the evils of this world. In Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn, a gateway to the afterlife has been opened, and due to this, a god's army is now trying to take over the planet and wipe out humanity in one swift and powerful stroke. You take control of one of the members of the Resistance, who teams up with a mysteriously powerful creature in order to push back the armies of the dead and punish the gods for thinking that they could rule your world. The game is difficult, and you'll have to use a variety of weapons to claim victory. Harry Potter fans are getting a new video game title to enjoy. Hogwarts Legacy is actually taking place well before the events of the popular novels and movies. Instead, we're tossed into a role of a newly accepted student to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. You'll learn spells, tame mythical beasts while also getting the ability to explore the school and nearby grounds. Meanwhile, there will be plenty of antagonists to fight off along your journey. Included is Ranrock, the leader of the Goblin Rebellion, alongside Victor Rookwood, the leader of a dark wizard group. Players will be able to dive into this thrilling action RPG early into 2023 as well. While initially slated for a release in 2022, the developers have since pushed this game back to February of 2023. The Diablo franchise represents one of the best dungeon crawler ARPGs out there, but Blizzard doesn't always know how to handle it. With Diablo IV, they might just get their act back together, as they're going to use the newest advances in tech to make sure the game looks great and plays great. At least, that's what we hope they'll do. Legend of Sun Wukong, also known as the Monkey King, has been told for hundreds of years and has inspired numerous characters across many forms of media. How would you like to actually take on the role of the Monkey King in the very universe he helped inspire? The team behind Black Myth, Wukong, holds the book Journey to the West in the highest regard, and this game will attempt to tell a very true version of the story. Use both the Monkey King's staff and his magic in order to fight foes of various nature, all the while trying to complete your own journey to godhood.
Closer to disaster. We must move now.
The Final Fantasy franchise is easily one of the most recognized and beloved RPG franchises ever. Every time the main title is set to come out, it's a big deal. Final Fantasy XVI is the next one in line, and so far, this game is looking to be bigger and grimmer than any that came before. In the title, you'll be in a realm that is kept aloft due to a set of crystals controlled by 6 different factions. When things start to go wrong and demons are summoned to the land, only tragedy will follow. A tragedy that'll inspire Clive Rosefield to go on a mission of revenge to stop what's happening.
You will shake the island to its foundations.
Hey, there you are! We've got company!
Bethesda is known for making big RPG worlds with lots of characters and stories, but with Starfield, they're going to try and top themselves in all the ways that matter. In the game, you'll be part of a spacefaring set of explorers from Earth, with the goal of checking out newly found planets in order to get rare artifacts. Bethesda has promised a very expansive universe to go and explore, and there are plenty of gameplay elements that they've kept hidden from us at this point. That just means that when Starfield arrives, it might just be even grander than we're expecting it to be. No one would be lying if they said that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild took the beloved franchise and raised it to an even higher tier of greatness. It revamped the game's tried and true formula for the better, and the unique use of story and gameplay elements made it one that fans were truly hungry for more. That's where The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 comes in. While we know precious little about the game, it is a true sequel to Breath of the Wild, and the teases of it indicate the return of an old enemy.
He wants to reclaim his...
There are a few titles from this list that could have taken the #1 spot, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is highly anticipated to a monumental degree. Rebirth will continue the remade and remastered story of Final Fantasy VII, but this time, we'll finally be out of Midgard, getting to explore the vast world. The gorgeous title will only be coming to PlayStation 5 to start due to its graphical demands. Given that remake was so solid in its gameplay, you can totally expect Rebirth to be just as great.
Sorry. Feel like I failed you.